Okay, Dr. Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Rashmi. Thank you very much. So, although Dr. Sandeep has covered in brief whatever digital initiatives we are having and we are developing at IESRI, and this is one of the initiatives that we started, and it became very, very popular. So, this was, as we said, that we are the lead center for two NACP projects. One is under component 2, which is investment in Indian Council of Agriculture Research Leadership in Agriculture and Higher Education, and the other one is resilient agriculture education system. So under these projects, we started with establishing VC like virtual classrooms all over the country. We started with 10 virtual classrooms under this first project, and then we extended it to 74 to all the 74 universities under the other project. So now all our agricultural universities are well equipped with virtual classrooms in place. And so quickly going through it so that I don't spill over too much of time over the next lecture. Since we have a practical session in the towards the evening that will be conducted at IESRI, so you all will be exposed to the real virtual classroom setup that we have in IESRI. With all the hardware and even though the software, you will have an exposure and you will be able to interact with how it is going to be used. We will also give hands-on that how to record a lecture in virtual classroom. So not taking much time. About virtual classroom, I think it is not something which I need to explain. As we know, it's a virtual environment for a classroom which imitates or simulates a classroom in real time. So the students, they get benefited by the lectures which are delivered through video capturing, video repository, live interaction, and being interactive learning. So this is going to change. It is in fact changing the whole teaching learning experience of the faculty as well as the students. Because till now we were in the traditional classroom model that was being used, but this pandemic changed the whole scenario when we all came to online mode of teaching and learning. And then we were talking of online and we were using the online meeting platforms like Zoom or MS Teams or Google Meet or etc. But then there was a need that if we do not have this platform, then what? So we came up this idea, and with the state-of-art technology, we tried to establish it under the World Bank funded project. As we all know that NEP is in place now, NEP 2020. So there's a great emphasis in NEP 2020. And in line with that, these classrooms have been established across the agricultural universities. We all know that we come from a system which is world's largest national agriculture research education and extension system. So since we are the largest one, we have to come in terms and at par with the global universities. And since this is the era of digital interventions, virtual classroom has proved to be a very, very important resource, which the agriculture universities where they have been established, they are also witness to it. So the key features, although we all know few of the features, but there are more to it, what we learned from virtual classrooms, because there's a very thin line between a smart classroom and a virtual classroom. So what we have been using till now are smart classrooms. I'm very sure that almost all the agriculture universities, they did have smart classrooms earlier, but now we have taken a step ahead and gone to the virtual classrooms. So what is the difference that I will be telling here? First of all, the key features for the virtual classroom, they give you a high quality virtual learning model. And we are able to do that because there's a very strong and robust software which runs behind it. While recording the lectures and uploading them, there's a very strong software which is being used, which is not there in the smart class. So this is one of the differences. Then quick access to the video repository, because when you keep on recording the lectures, they get accumulated and stored in a repository. And whenever we want or a student wants, they can just go and access that repository to get the required lecture. Since we are talking about virtual classroom, online learning, so that means we have to go beyond the boundaries, geographical boundaries or the physical boundaries. So It is geographically temporal platform independent, so anybody can access any from anywhere and at any point of time. So time and a geographical location is not a constraint to use the virtual classroom resources, right? Intelligent search mechanism, it is inbuilt that there are many features how you can access the videos which are recorded. Easy and seamless integration capability. If you are recording a lecture, you want to integrate the YouTube video in your lecture, or you want to put in some audio, or if you want to put in, then you want to drag some multimedia files to make your lecture more effective or more impressive. There's a easy and seamless integration capabilities available there. Like for example, although now the days are for the open data sharing and access, policies are already there in place, even the government of India has done that. But still, we are always concerned about the security and the privacy of the data that we put in on any centralized repository. So even if we are taking delivering a lecture and getting it recorded, maybe that the resources that I'm using are confidential or not confidential, they are my copyrighted resources. I don't want everybody to access it at any point of time. So you don't need to worry about it. There is a security and data privacy which is in place, which comes with the entire setup of virtual classrooms. Lectures can be delivered through video capturing. Now there are two things, like for example, when you go through this, like Dr. Sudeep was telling that it is somewhat like this. We have an interactive panel. Then we already have a dais and a podium where we have the software installed in the system that is on the dais. So what happens when you are delivering a lecture, for example, if this would have been a virtual classroom and I am delivering a lecture, that is getting recorded. That's getting recorded, like my students are in front of me and it is automatically getting uploaded in the system. But what if you do not have that system entirely at your place? Then what is there's a possibility of provision that you can record the lecture even on your laptop through the normal video capturing, and you can upload it on the system. So, and that also gets stored in your centralized repository. So these lectures can be delivered through the video capturing, anytime access, as I have already told, live interaction and interactive learning experience. This was something which was lacking in the smart classrooms, because in the smart classrooms, the students have to be there in front of you. But in virtual classrooms, they can sit somewhere and you can just deliver a lecture. If my 40 students are there and 10 students from other university, 10 students from other university, they can also join online and they can interact with the faculty. So that is a very strong feature that virtual classrooms comes with. Quizzes and polls functionality. It goes beyond the features of normal virtual smart classroom, and these facilities are because of the software, as I told you. Personalized inclusive learning experience. We all know that if I want to study, if I have missed some classes, or even if I have not missed, but I want to go through the lecture once again, I can do it in personalized manner, where I can have the access to all the resources. So there are a number of benefits to for the AUs when they use virtual classrooms. Few of them are given here. They facilitate anytime, anywhere teaching, learning, and a resilient education system. We all know that the education was hampered during the COVID pandemic, and everybody came up with one or the other idea how to keep that seamless, uninterrupted education. So because everything was getting interrupted, even education got interrupted for a while, but then people started using Zoom or something else. So this was something which is very important, that we should have a resilient education system in place. So for that purpose, digital initiatives, digital interventions, digital infrastructure, they are very, very important, and we could do that to some extent under these NHEP projects. Then it enables continuous teaching learning, which minimizes the learning losses due to external factors. For example, pandemic hai ya koi aur problem hai. So for that factors, the learning will not stop. or teaching will not take a back seat. It enables greater engagement and interaction between students and faculty. Increases inclusivity by engaging passive learners effectively. So there are some students in a class, since we all are faculty at some point of time, we teach the students. We will always experience few students who do not interact because they sometimes they're very introvert, or they do not want to talk, or they do not want to question, but they are there to learn. So we cannot stop their learning. So what happens in this, because if they are a bit shy or hesitant or introvert, they can just increase their inclusivity by engaging them effectively, that they can learn at their own pace with the resources which are already there. It improves technical skills of faculty, students, and administrators to drive data-backed decision making. I'm sure that most of us were not using virtual classroom earlier. Now we have learned it. It is not only the students, even the faculty, even the senior managers, they have started learning the new technologies. हम लोगों को किसी को भी Zoom भी नहीं मालूम था जब तक COVID नहीं था. But slowly, irrespective of the age, irrespective of what stage you are in your career or in profession, we all learned it. So we have developed our skills. We all have developed our skills. So this is one more skill that we developed using virtual classrooms. It drives the environmental sustainability agenda by reducing traditional teaching learning transactions that generate a greater carbon footprint. Although this is one of the features, but I personally don't agree to it too much, because there are many other ways to decrease the carbon footprint. Because the traditional classroom teaching, which is chalk and duster teaching, it cannot be replaced by virtual classrooms. We will all agree to it. Virtual classrooms are complement to it. So they complement the traditional teaching methods, but they cannot replace them completely. They have their own advantages, they have their own engagements. The way teacher get engaged with the students in a traditional classroom is entirely different from the virtual classroom. So since it is a feature which is there in virtual classrooms, and when we buy it, they come up with many more features. So this is one of them. Definitely, if somebody 100% somebody shifts to the virtual classroom environment for teaching in some colleges or universities, it will definitely decrease the carbon footprint because you are not using the traditional methods. But as I said, there are many more ways to decrease the carbon footprint. We can use the public transport for 1 week, and then 1 week we can use the personal transport. That is one way we can decrease the carbon footprint. So, and then these are few of the features, but there are many of them. And as individuals, we try to find many more features when we use it, and we get to know about them. So this is the map. Although we started with 18 virtual classrooms initially, now it has spread to all over the country. At few places, we have more than one virtual classrooms which have been supplied and established, and they have been using it. So for that way, we can say that all our agriculture university or entire agriculture university system is well equipped with this digital infrastructure and digital intervention. Now, although this is a slide which will be more apt when you are in a real virtual classroom setup, so that you can understand which part is known by which name. But just to tell you, because in the afternoon you all will be coming and visiting the virtual classrooms. So there is a digital podium for the lecturer. There's a tracking camera similar to this, and we have two cameras. One is at the other end, who tracks the faculty with the movement. The sensor based the camera. It lets the camera move along with the movement of the faculty. The other one, they capture the students. Then there's a visualizer. If you have certain documents, or even if there's a book you want to show it to the students, one page of the book, you can keep it on the visualizer. It with optical zoom feature, it showcases documents, books, objects kept under the visual presenter, and projected is on the big screen. That is your eye. Then there's an interactive flat panel just like this. There's another interactive panel which is on the podium, which is there on the podium. It is similar to a computer or similar to a system or a laptop. Then audio systems are there. So these are certain hardware.
Visualizer is integrated with podium or separate?
It is integrated with the podium. The podium comes with everything. This interactive panel, this is the flat panel like this, the screen. Interactive panel, it is something like a laptop or a screen or a computer. It comes loaded with a software that is named as Pedagogical. Now, moving ahead to virtual classroom, we started recording lectures. Different universities, they started recording lectures in virtual classroom, and few were very, very enthusiastic because earlier they were using smart classrooms, and then they moved to virtual classrooms, so they were very enthusiastic to use them. But what was happening? Automatically, it gets recorded, and it gets recorded in the system using the Panepto software. So there's a repository which automatically gets created in the system. But what happened that it's being created in the software. But there are certain places where people do not have that software. So how to make them access the videos which are being uploaded or which are being recorded? So we try to develop one web channel. It's a portal which we call Every Diksha, and we try to integrate it with the software of virtual classroom. So what happens, the lectures which are recorded here, they automatically comes on this web channel. And even if you do not have an access to the Panepto software, you can visit this Every Diksha web channel and you can access any lecture which is being recorded. So all the universities are doing that. And we have more than 4,000 video lectures which are already there in this repository. So what does it do? It is bundled with Agri Diksha web channel. Now the entire virtual classroom is bundled with the Agri Diksha web channel. And it is an interactive portal for facilitating teachers to develop and broadcast virtual. And if you want to teach your students using a pre-recorded lecture, that today I have recorded a lecture, and in next class I want to just replay that video lecture, not to record my lecture once again. So I can just go to Agri Diksha, access my lecture and deliver the lecture through it. So this is the facility which is being developed. So there is a mechanism with a workflow, process flow based system is there. So faculty will log in to Agri Diksha, and this is also we will be telling you in the practicals how to record a lecture. The recording is done, it is published on Agri Diksha. Because otherwise, virtual classroom does the work in here. It records the lecture, gets into the software, but now it is published to Agri Diksha, the lecture which is recorded, and it is stored in the Panepto software. It gets published on Agri Diksha, then the students can log in and they can enjoy the self-paced learning. So these are the Agri Diksha portal login setup.
Before publishing, is there any verification?
Verifications like
control हो गया बस
control मतलब कैसे control?
इसी person द्वारा automatically publish हो जाएगा.
The automatically publish नहीं होता है. Our team works on that. The team and IS, right, they work on that. So it is not like you have delivered a lecture, recorded it in Panepto, and it gets automatically uploaded in the exhibition. This does not happen. So there's a team which works on it. It does the editing part also, because at times we deliver the lecture and there are few issues with the lecture, video lecture. So to make it more appealing, there's a team which works on it. They edit the lecture and then they upload it.
मैडम यहाँ रियल टाइम में लेक्चर नहीं हो पाएगा.
नहीं रियल
लाइव
हाँ लाइव
पे भी
डिलीवर आपको रिकॉर्डिंग करोगे आप.
रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन बट लाइव प्रोग्राम नहीं होगा.
लाइव ही होता है जब आपकी रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है. That is live.
आप दे रहे हैं तब रिकॉर्ड होगा.
हाँ.
उसके बाद फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे जो लेक्चर हो रहा है, it is being live, we are hearing live, and it is also being recorded.
Recorded. So if there is another set of participants tomorrow, if I want, I can replay my lecture or I can again deliver it live. And for example, it is not only that the participants present in this hall are able to participate or attend the lecture. If I want, this is a virtual environment, others can also join to this across the geographical location.
All the
Sorry.
how they will get in I am delivering the lecture. I want to participate other students in that. How they will access?
So you have some topics now. All faculty members have their login in the software. Then student can access to their laptops or they need this system. What do you want to access? Agri-Diksha? No, not Agri-Diksha. You're saying that we can access live classroom even if the student is present in somewhere else. He can access that live. Yes, they will have to register and there will be a login for it. Okay.
Madam, this Diksha portal and Diksha portal on residential estate government also. So those are.
That is- So here we have just the recorded lecture, video lecture. That Diksha is different. It is an initiative of Government of India. Right? And that is based on, that is for school education first of all. And that is based on blended learning platform or LMS. That's an LMS where you have all the resources. So the lecture that you are going to have in the afternoon at 2 o'clock by Dr. Alka Arora, it is similar to that. What we have created for agriculture university. We also have this LMS system, we call it blended learning platform, and it is in place and it is similar to what you are having. So we are trying to create a whole repository with all kind of resources for agriculture.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि सपोज यहाँ पे मैं लेक्चर दे रहा हूँ और मैं उसको जूम पे ब्रॉडकास्ट करता हूँ वो जूम पे भी तो लोगों को दिखेगा जो लॉग इन कर लेगा तो वो उसमें और अग्नि दीक्षा में क्या फर्क है?
Agri-Diksha को आप वर्चुअल क्लासरूम में थोड़ा डिफरेंट। Agri-Diksha is a portal जहाँ पे रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स की रिपोजिटरी है, वीडियोस।
सपोज यहाँ पे मैं लेक्चर दे रहा हूँ और मैं उसको जूम पे ब्रॉडकास्ट करता हूँ तो जूम पे भी तो लोगों को दिखेगा तो लॉग इन कर लेगा तो वो उसमें और अग्नि दीक्षा में क्या फर्क
है? एग्रीडिक्स में 20 साल तक सुन सकते हैं।
Virtual classroom is a teaching platform. Agri-Diksha is a repository based web channel. So it's a portal where you all video lectures that you have recorded or others have recorded. So that's kind of a repository. You cannot do any maneuvering with Agri-Diksha.
You told that there is a team which works on that when you record the lecture. So it means there will be a slightly relay in what others when others hear.
Agri-Diksha is not delivering you live lectures. You are getting confused.
नहीं अभी तो आपने बताया अभी आपने बोला कि कहीं और से भी अपन ले लेते हैं
How other Zoom people and other people can see?
Wait, वर्चुअल क्लासरूम में आप दूसरी जगह से कोई भी स्टूडेंट या टीचर्स हमें कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं विद द पेनेप्टो लॉगिन। राइट, पेनेप्टो के लॉगिन से आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। देयर रजिस्टर्ड यूजर जिनको पेनेप्टो का लॉगिन दिया गया वो यूज कर सकते हैं। राइट, then Agri-Diksha is not a live platform. They record virtual classroom में वो कहीं वहाँ पे रख। It is there in Penepto also, but Penepto everybody cannot access because it is registered. Users can use it through the login.
How to register?
Your university must have the login. The logins were created. All the universities have virtual classrooms. They have their software. अपने libraries के साथ में login created. Right? I will talk about it because I have seen the capacity building also in agriculture and even the virtual reality that you will have it the after. We'll come to it later. Yes, and because yes, you said training is important, but there are issues. I will just talk about it. Now I think it is clear.
Yes.
As the components of this IRI have, as IRI have individual IRIs, do we have to do anything to access this Connector register, or IRI will be doing it for to enable us to log in?
IRI done.
Only through IRI
To IRI.
and that
IRI
too if need.
virtual classrooms. They have
Yeah.
So if somebody else has to access it from somewhere else, what some
They
students.
can do it. You can use it, use Penepto even on your desktop, laptop, but you have to have that access.
They can log in Connector and they can attend that virtual,
Attend that, deliver that, anything.
that live lecture, they can attend.
Yes. Yes.
Try to understand.
Whether I can have access.
It is an open access repository. Open access. So whether the timetable of virtual classroom for the lecture that you posted on the. As for now, there is no time for virtual classroom. It is at the requirement or availability of the faculty in the agricultural university. They do it on their own convenience. That's few. I have been to OUAT and I saw that there are few faculty members from economics division who teach only in the virtual classroom. They don't go for anything. And then what do? Because virtual classroom, it's not like that every department has a virtual class. Initially, they have only one or two. So everybody cannot teach every time in a virtual classroom. So they have a system that they have developed that they book slots. So if I want to take a class, I will book a slot in the virtual classroom. I will go and take my class, teach my class from there. So this is how the system is evolving, because what you are saying, for that purpose, you have to have a number of virtual classrooms in all the universities. So we started with this initiative to give an overview or a feel of what virtual classroom is. Because all universities, 74 universities, you cannot give 350 colleges all the virtual classroom. It's not possible. So gradually universities will come and they will buy on their own, they will develop their own infrastructure. So this is how we are going about it now. Although IRI, for example, IRI is a big university, so big organization, they have 2 virtual classrooms. So similar to this, other universities are coming up, and then there was one more thing that in Shantiniketan, like Vishwa Bharati. So there is a only College of Agriculture. It's not an agriculture university. What did they do? They had smart classrooms already. They already had smart classrooms for undergraduates, and then they were given this virtual class. What did they do? They tried to get the additional things which will make this smart classroom as a virtual classroom. For example, this Panepto software and a podium, interactive podium. They had interactive panel in the smart classroom. So this is how universities are coming up, developing their infrastructure based on the budget's availability. But the ISRI or any one organization for that matter cannot give a number of virtual classrooms to every university. Over the time, definitely. Like for example, we started with 18. It was only 18 universities which we gave the virtual classroom. But within a year,
Tentative cost, madam, of this system, whole system.
tentative cost, I will not announce here what we have got on,
No, that are not,
but yes.
that's why I'm saying tentative.
Was if you are going for Panepto software, because there are other virtual classrooms and softwares also. If you go for Penepto software, I think I don't know, I should not disclose the figures there.
I will just interrupt here, dear trainees, another speaker is already there. And you have a practical class in the
Yes.
afternoon. So you can all ask your queries there, practically sitting on in the virtual classroom.
Exactly.
And then you will realize what is the difference between a smart classroom, a virtual classroom, Agri Diksha,
And
and
how you can
how you
upgrade
can access.
And there is one more thing which was not in your schedule, although I don't know how it was missed. We have come up with virtual reality and augmented reality module. So that is another level of teaching. When you use the virtual reality with the kids virtual reality kits, there are optical lenses which we have. So for that also we want you to be there. And we will be taking you through the experience of virtual reality. We have already developed 14 modules in agriculture education. 5 more are under development. And they have been very much appreciated. I think ma'am must have seen that. Yes. So that was missed. We wanted to include that.
She has.
So let us keep it for the.
Yes, afternoon session is fully there on practical.
So thanks very
Bear
much.
with me, I'm sorry because she is already here. This is such a vast subject that we cannot simply learn by 1 or 2 lectures or 1 day practical. Really requires. Thank you, Dr. Anshu, very nice. And more learning will be there when you physically visit ISRI and see. Seeing makes you more learn. Seeing is very important.
Being in, knowing is.
Knowing is-
उसको उठा के लेके जाए।
Very good.
वो डॉक्टर वो डिग्री इंजीनियरिंग एजुकेशन he told 10 lakhs for each smart class.
10.
नहीं 28 बताया था।
28 बताया था।
Virtual is 28
28 में दिया है
5 to 6. Smart classroom we have lots of smart classrooms in IRI.
सारी सुविधाएं कार्यों के लिए
बता देते हैं।
मैडम ने नेगोशिएट करके क्या होगा तो वो नहीं होगा।
हमने कुछ नेगोशिएट नहीं किया, हमने तो नेशनल बिल्डिंग से लिया था, तो हम क्या नेगोशिएट
इतना कॉस्ट है तो फिर कॉस्ट बताएं।
So the one we have are expensive ones with Penepto because Penepto is a expensive software. But others good virtual classrooms are also there.
Around 10 lakh.
Not exact lump sum amount okay between this जब वो
Every next class he will be. The madam is
So we will be waiting for you at ISRI. Right? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
So may I have your attention, please? So here to do. So we welcome Dr. Shashi Dahiya. Dr. Shashi Dahiya is again from ISRI Computer Application Center. She will also be speaking to you on a very important topic, e-learning course content creation. So it's one of the very important component in our IT sector. And all of you also would be asked by IRI and others to bring your lectures in the form of e-lectures and put on the portal. So Dr. Shashi Dhiya will be talking on this. He is expert, working as a principal scientist in the division of computer applications in ISRI. And she has vast experience of conducting research, teaching and training in the area of computer applications in agriculture. He is PhD in data mining and machine learning and has vast experience in development of e-learning system databases, knowledge management systems, decision support systems, and mobile applications. She is a research guide of PhD and PhD students in the area of the same, the data mining, machine learning, text mining, and decision support systems. He has conducted various training programs in the area of e-learning, again the database management systems, mining, and data analytics. She has organized and attended various national and international conferences, chaired various sessions, and did a lot of invited presentations. And also she has published more than 200 papers in national and international journals and has handled several research projects as principal investigator and co-principal investigator. So it's a very important topic, friends, and she'll be talking on e-learning course content creation. So over to Dr. Shashi Dhiya. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you. Thanks for the detailed introduction. Has to be done from here.
You can go there.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it's moving. Yeah. Okay, so a very good morning to all of you. And can you all hear me? So this session is basically about the e-learning content creation. As you all know, what is e-learning? And it's not like that I will be starting this topic from here only. In the last lecture also, whatever you have learned, whatever you have seen, it was a video basically, how you have to record a video, how you have to record an audio. That was basically for e-learning purpose only, for creation of e-learning content. Okay, so the e-learning content may be of many forms. It may be a simple textual page that you will see on web in your computer. So two things are must basically in e-learning. Okay. This is how you can see the traditional learning and the e-learning. So in traditional learning, you can see a teacher who is teaching using a chalk and talk method. Okay. So the chalk and talk method is very popular these days also. But somehow now students are preferring the digital technologies, the digital content that is being offered using computers, using internet, because they can look into a variety of knowledgeable content also from systems only. They don't have to visit the libraries physically. Okay, they don't have to go for exploring the content. They have to do, like for thesis work also, like students, they have to go and visit to different libraries, and they have to like issue some books or journals, and they have to see the content from there and review. Now they can get everything from the system itself, along with the elaboration also, like the content, whatever content they are not, they have not seen before, they don't know what is it about. They can simply download a video or a simply YouTube video they can watch and like learn all those methodologies also from there. So those methodologies are basically created by various expert teachers who are sitting around the globe. So they can hear from the faculty who is sitting in America, who is sitting in Europe, or so on. Okay, so it is not like that ki they have to like learn from the teachers only who are here. Okay, so it is like that. So e-learning is nothing but a computer plus internet basically, and then whatever knowledge that you are discovering from there, it may be in a very hierarchical nature, or it may be in the form of a video, it may be in the form of EPUBs, e-publications, that is also a form of e-content. Okay, so many variations are there for e-learning, but the computer and the internet is a must. So this E becomes e-learning, electronic learning, or digital learning. Okay, so now it does work. Yeah. So E stands basically for electronic, and which incorporates all educational activities that are carried out by individuals or groups. Okay, so whatever we are carrying out using our physical presence, that is being done using electronic means now, and online learning, virtual learning, there are many names, network learning or web-based learning. Okay, so everything is e-learning only. Fine. So when actually we need e-learning, so if the members of your target audience or the learners are widely scattered, okay, around the globe or around the geographic area, okay, then this is a must. This medium is the must basically. If you have a large number of people to be trained, okay, which you can't like accommodate in a particular hall or here or there. So you have to like deliver your instructions, you have to deliver your course content using a digital medium only. So that is again an e-learning requirement. So if you need to teach the same topics to several different groups of learners. So if I want to, for example, I am a faculty in IRI, a computer application faculty, and I have to teach a particular course every year. Okay, so the group is different, but the course is same. Okay. So what I can do is I can create my e-learning content for the same course. Okay, I can keep them with me, or I can like upload those content on some learning management system. Okay, so and then I can like teach through that medium very easily. I don't have to prepare the PPTs again and again. I don't have to prepare the quizzes again. So everything is there. I will be like preparing. I will be like spending my time for once, but that will be reused again and again, and that will be that can be delivered to the students also, so that they can like learn that at their own pace, at their own time also. Okay, so after I teach them, I will just let them know the link of that particular e-course, and then they will like learn from that course from there only. Okay, so do you have trouble finding enough good trainers? Sometimes what is happening at certain universities or certain institutes where the trainers are very limited and the students are a lot, and lots of trainings have to be conducted. So what they do is they will like explicitly make training material, the e-learning material for their courses. Yeah, those courses can be taught through those e-learning contents. Okay, so less trainers can do the same job. Then do you address to audience who cannot readily leave their workstations to attend the teaching or training courses? Okay, so if the working professionals are there and they don't have much time, okay, but they are sitting on their workstations or their laptops, so they can attend the teaching or training using the e-learning course material. And when students are at home due to any emergent situation, for example, like in Corona, okay, so that was an emergent situation that everybody has seen, and how much e-learning was, you can say, successful in those days. Okay, so everyone was reading from their computers, from their laptops, using some internet connections, or if they were having limited internet connection, they were downloading that content on their systems, and then later on they were studying from them at their own pace. Okay, so this is why the e-learning is needed, right? So now e-learning needs that we have seen. Now why e-content? What is there in e-content which is different from the normal content that is there in our books, in our journals? Okay, so basic purpose of e-learning here, because it is a digital era, so it is ultimately to enhance the education, to disseminate the information, and accessibility for all. These are the three things that are basically required, okay, to enhance our education system, whether it is agricultural education or any conventional education, okay. So these are the main purposes why e-content is needed. Now, what this e-content is doing here is that we have to with digital resources, learning and information gathering are no longer confined to physical locations or limited by time constraints. Okay, so I have already told you physical locations like libraries and other things need not be approached all the time. Okay, sometimes you may need to go to the old journals and old things which are not digitized also, old theses. Okay, nowadays although theses are also being digitized and are making people are making them available on internet. Okay, but if something is not there, or if somebody wants to go and physically sit in library and want to read, that can be done, of course. But otherwise, the second option is this. Okay. And the time constraint also, because library is having some time constraints, but your e-learning content doesn't require any particular time for that to be read. Okay. So anyone with an internet connection can access a vast repository of knowledge, breaking down geographical barriers and promoting lifelong learning. Okay. So whatever a person want to learn from any person who is sitting in any continent, he can go through that course. He can learn that course from that particular faculty who is very renowned in that particular area or any subject, and then he can promote it lifelong, because he can download that material, and that way he is having collaborations also with those faculty from whom he has learned that thing. Okay, so multiple advantages are there for the e-content. Then e-content enables personalization and customization also, because e-content can be prepared or developed looking at the personalized needs of the students. Basically, what is needed by students, what is needed by a particular group of students. Maybe for UG, the requirements are different. Maybe for PG and PhD, the requirements are different. Okay, so the same course can be taught to different kinds of groups in different kinds of ways. So the content can be prepared in that particular way. Fine. So it makes it personalized and customized. Then digital platforms can tailor content to individual preferences, learning styles, proficiency levels, leading to a more engaging and effective learning experience. So our main aim here is basically to engage the students more. It should not be like that we have just kept the content in some files on internet and students will come and go through it. Maybe a student will come once on your e-learning portal, and again he will not come if he is not finding it very engaging. Okay, so you have to put many different kinds of multimedias, audios, videos, then graphics also, lots of things. Even the text, if you are putting in a e-learning portal, e-learning course, you can say, that has to be prepared in a different kind of way. So it is entirely different from book. It's not like you are reading a book. Okay, so you have to prepare it in the bulleted form, very crisp, very precise. Okay, but if somebody wants to go through some definitions or certain other things, so you have to provide some glossaries also. Okay, so glossaries are also a very important aspect of e-learning material. So if you will be providing them initially the glossaries, so they can go through all the definitions. And even what you can do is, if when you are preparing the e-course content, for example, I'm preparing it on my subject computer architecture. Okay, so whatever the terms are there, if binary is coming, what is the meaning of binary? What is the definition of binary? What is the definition of multiplexer? So wherever that word will come in my e-content, it will be hyperlinked to the glossary. Okay, so it will automatically go to the glossary and it will show you the complete definition of that particular thing to me. Okay, so this is how it makes it engaging. It makes it interesting also. Okay. So it is enhancing the learning experience basically of all the learners. Fine. Now, these are some of the e-learning advantages that you all people know, that it is easy to use any location at any time. Anybody can use it. Okay, even if I'm having my lunch, I'm having my laptop in front of me and some video is being played, which I want to learn, through which I want to learn, I can do that. So two things I can do simultaneously, but otherwise in physical mode that I can't do. Okay, so makes dull subjects interesting, easier and engaging using multimedia. That is mostly required in content creation strategies, that dull subjects have to be made more interesting and more easier using some multimedia. Okay, so that they can be grasped easily. Okay, and the learner remains like interested throughout the PPTs, throughout the lesson content or the assessments. Okay, lots of things are there in e-learning. So everything that is being provided to them should have the capability to be retained quickly. Okay, using some animations, using some graphics, etc. So they have to be precisely inserted into the e-learning course content. So individual, self-directed, self-paced and convenient. Convenience is the most important thing, most important advantage you can say about the e-learning. Okay, and self-directed also, basically there are different ways in which you can access the e-learning content. It is not like that you will be accessing it in a sequential manner. It may be in some different manners. Non-linear methodology also you can adopt. You don't want to go to the introductory part, but I just want to skip that. I just want to go to some other part. I can go over there. I can attempt the quizzes also. Or even if I don't, I know that I know the introduction of this particular course, but just I want to attempt the assessments of that particular course. So I can straight away go to the assessment of introductory lesson. And after attempting that, I will get to know the answer. I will get to know how much I know about that. And then I can straight away go to some other topic of that particular course. So the whole course is there and you can like go to it in a sequential or a non-sequential way, right? So it is dynamic, it is interactive also. Interactive, sometimes e-learning courses are like that, they are being given to the universities are making them and they are providing to the students who are sitting, okay, in the hostels or even in the labs also. So they can interact with the faculty also during that particular time. Okay, during a particular time, this particular course is being taught and they can interact with their faculty. They can ask the questions also. So all those things can be done. So it is very quick. It can move faster than the books. Okay, cross platforms also, because these e-learning materials are not basically meant for a particular operating system, like for it is for Windows or it is for like Notepad, iPad, like that. That is available on all the browsers. So you can use it cross platforms. You can use it on mobiles also. You can use them on your iPads also, tabs also. So you can learn from anywhere. So they can lead to increased retention and a stronger grasp on the subject. And they are proven and certified because they have been developed by the certified faculty of universities. Okay. There is no bar for age if you want to attend some e-learning course, some MOOC course. So there is no bar on age. Less expensive to produce because once there is some requirement of cost, but once it has been developed, then there is no cost on that. That can be an open e-course also, like there is no fees, but sometimes some of the people are putting some minimal amount of fees also, which has to be paid for learning some courses. So pre and post skill assessments are there. Updating is easy and quick. For example, some syllabus is changed, like in BSMA, syllabus of many of the subjects have been revised. Okay. So if we have developed some material as per the previous BSMA, now I can easily go and revise all the things according to the syllabus and then again install that. Okay. Then easily manageable for large groups of students. So these are all the basic e-learning advantages that are there. Although there are advantages of physical classes also, So it is not like negating that, but of course, these are the things if somebody wants to learn from that. And ultimately, it is the way towards the sustainable education, because what we are giving, what we are providing is very cost effective and very sustainable, because once the material that has been produced, okay, that is available forever and for all worldwide, you can say. So there is no cost related to production, shipping and storage. So making education and information more affordable and accessible to a wider audience. So this is the way how it is becoming sustainable. Then embracing e-content also fosters innovation and collaboration. So digital platforms encourage educators, researchers, and content creators to explore creative and interactive teaching methods, fostering a culture of continuous improvement in education. So this is for the betterment of educators also, whether educators, researchers, content creators, everybody will be learning something whenever he will be designing a e-learning course, or whenever he will be delivering a course using e-learning content, because he will get to know about lots of new things, lots of new softwares, okay, how to make that content in that way, which can be adopted by the new generation very fast. Whatever the new generation requires, in that way they have to put that content, and then they have to deliver it like that. So it makes them more developed also, you can say. So digital content also makes education resilient in situations such as COVID-19 that we have already discussed, where physical infrastructure couldn't be accessed, digital content kept the education running. So it's a single way solution to accessing knowledge and information during the times of need. Okay. So at the times of need also, whatever may be the situation, and whether earlier you don't want to learn from through a computer, through internet, but in that particular situation you have to do that. So in case of need, that is very successful solution. Okay. So we have to adopt, this shows that we have to adopt e-content now. This is high time, and it is essential to keep up with the rapidly moving digital landscape. So by leveraging digital technologies, anyone can create a more inclusive, sustainable and efficient learning environment for a globally connected world. Okay. So the shift is towards digital content. It empowers individuals, enriches educational experiences, and propels the societies towards a brighter and more knowledge-driven future. So this was about e-learning, its advantages, its features. Okay. Now let us slightly move towards how to develop the content for making our content as in the form of e-content and deliver it through some learning management system or through some portal also. It is not always required that you need to have a learning management system. You can make some web pages also, like if you know HTML, it is a very simple language. If you know HTML, or if you have prepared your content in a Word file also, okay, simple Word file also, you can save it as an HTML page, and then you can render it on the browser, okay, so that everybody can see that. So that needs to be rendered on the browser. That is the most important requirement for e-learning courses. So this is how you can see what is the difference between a book and web page. In book, what happens? We are keeping our eyes walk over the information, selectively looking at information, objects, and using spatial juxtaposition, means we are using some contrasting pictures, contrasting things, items that are there in our newspapers, okay, or any print media, any journal, any books, and we are going through that using our walking our eyes over that. But in web page, what is happening is web design functions by letting the hands move the information by scrolling or clicking the information. So you have to use, of course, the eyes, but mostly what you have to do is you have to keep your hand moving on your mouse, okay, to scroll up, down, or left, right, okay, to see the content that actually you want to see. Okay, so this is the basic difference that is there. Okay, so what is basically needed now while building some e-learning content. So basically skilled resources, best practices, processes, and the engagement of training and development community and the learner communities as well. Okay, so it is not like a teacher can alone make the e-learning content, but he needs the learner communities also to give their feedbacks also, what kind of content they want to see, okay, how that need to be designed, which kind of multimedia need to be inserted in that, okay, so that it becomes more interesting. And along with that, some training and development community also who will be there for the development of that particular e-content. Okay, so we have to basically include the best practices in e-learning design, development, and delivery. Okay, so the basic thumb rules, there are few thumb rules that are always there in e-learning content creation. That is that there should be less graphic, and that too should be very small also. It should not be you have inserted lots of graphics, very less of text, and that graphic is also very loud and very big. Okay, that creates actually the noise in your content. Okay, so it will distract your learners away from the content. और उससे क्या होगा कि whatever the students were trying to learn, they will be distracted towards the animations, they will be distracted towards some other videos. So that should be used, but very few. Okay, so shorter text. Okay, since it is unpleasant to read big text online, it should not be again a book. Okay, because in book we are reading it like that. Okay, lots of sentences in one go we are reading. Maybe we have to read it again and again for learning. Okay, so shorter text, if you will keep for a complete paragraph, you can write 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, that will summarize the whole paragraph. So that will be suitable for the students online. Then less fancy typography means different kinds of fonts, different kinds of things that need not be used. Simple fonts can be used over there, because many of the fonts, when user will install, they may not be installed on their computer and they will look very awkward over there. Okay, so simple fonts, simple bullets, all those things have to be used. And then less ambitious layouts. That should not be very ambitious. You should start with the basic things, whatever you will be providing to the students, they will be learned very quickly. Okay. So these are the 3 tiers, basically the learning tier or the crawl tier, it is called, and it is basically led by the computer. Okay, basically what you are doing is you are providing the e-learning content that you have developed on a computer, that you have provided to your learner. Okay, now what is happening is he able to understand the system without training? Okay, so it should be very simple basically. Every student, any student of any level, okay, because there is no age bar in e-learning content. So so your student must be able to understand the system. It should not be very confusing also. Sometimes what happens is whatever we are providing on the computer, people are searching on the whole page where that particular content is, from where they have to click, from where they have to submit it, from where they have to open the things, from where they have to log out. So that should not be very jumbled up. That should not be very confusing. That should be very simple. Okay. So then from there, basically, the student will start learning and not you can say wasting time on learning the interface. Okay. So he should not waste the time on learning the interface, but he should start learning. Okay. So this is called the crawl stage. Then the second one is called the using tier or the walking tier. Okay, so basically what the student is doing here is he is using the system now. He is not learning the interface over here. He has entered into your course basically, and he has started to learn that particular course. Okay, and the system as it is intended. Okay, for which purpose it was made, that purpose is being solved now. Okay, now the third one is the producing tier or the running tier, where basically the student is getting some outputs also. Okay, till the second tier, what he was doing, he was learning. But now in that running tire or the producing tire, what he will do is he will basically start using some tasks. For example, some assessments are there. He will go through the assessments. He will tick on the MCQs. It is very easy in the learning management systems. It is like every question is like filled up type or a multiple choice type. Like now, these days, NTA is providing the quizzes or the assessment in the same way. The learning management systems are providing the assessment. They are very simple to be solved by the students, okay, to be attempted by the student. So he will be like attempting the things, and he will be seeing the results also on the interface, on the same interface that, these many questions out of 10, for example, I have attempted, the teacher has made all the questions mandatory. So all 10 questions are mandatory. So he has to click on every question. He has to select some option from all the 10 questions. It is not like that he will be selecting only, he will be attempting only 7. Then the system will not make him exit from the system. So he has to choose some option from all the 10 questions. Then he will, as soon as he will submit, he will get the result from that also. Okay. So like that, he will start getting some outputs. He will start knowing that how much he has learned, okay, using the multiple metaphors, function access by the data. So lots of things that have been done by the teacher, by the faculty, for the purpose of the student, so that he can learn from there. So that purpose is solved through all these 3 tiers. If they have been developed using simple instructions, using all the thumb rules that we all know, okay. As students also, each faculty has been a student also sometime. So we all know what kind of content a student generally wants to learn and want to see basically. Okay, so that kind of content needs to be developed, that kind of interface needs to be developed. Now there are basically 4 quadrants of content creation and learning. Okay, so that I will tell you in detail. So this is the process basically. These quadrants are like starting from quadrant 1, you will be moving to the quadrant 2, then quadrant 3, then quadrant 4, and the whole task will be accomplished from the development to the learning. So how the things are being done over here? Here you can see in the quadrant 1, what is happening is basically the storyboarding or the script writing of the e-content is done on the quadrant 1. Okay. So this is the initial phase of any e-learning content basically. And here you have to sit with your learners, with all the faculty members of that particular course. And even some designers also are needed over there, so that they can tell you in that particular storyboarding or in the scripting where you will need some images, where you will need some animations or the graphics or the audio clips or the video clips. Okay, so this way a whole group will sit together and will make the complete storyboarding of the course. And it is not like the complete course has to be storyboarded in one go. The thumb rule is that you have to basically divide the whole content into many modules first, maybe lessons also. A course can be divided into for example 5 units. Okay, then you will pick the first unit, okay, the introductory unit of that course, e-course, and then in that particular unit you have to divide that unit into certain lessons. Okay, so 5 to 6 or 7 to 8 lessons will be there for a particular unit, so that the whole syllabus will be covered. Okay, so you have to select that very precisely, so that, and the names should be like that, the lesson names should be like that. The student will come over the interface and get to know, okay, if I will click on this lesson, I am going to get that kind of content. I am going to learn that kind of content from there. So those lessons have to be designed using the quadrant 1 storyboarding. Then after designing, what happens is quadrant 1 leads to self-learning materials of quadrant 2. what happens is that some learning materials have been prepared from the storyboarding, and the learning materials includes components like interactive 2D, 3D animations, gamified content, and immersive content like augmented reality. So this quadrant promotes self-paced learning. Okay, so in quadrant 2, what is happening is it is a self-paced learning module or the quadrant, okay, where all the different kinds of animations, graphics, all the things you will get to learn from them. Yes.
Quadrant 1 also we have animations.
There we were like discussing with the designers, there we have to keep that in the script. We have not developed that. In the quadrant 1, basically what is happening is, you can say this is the process where you will be like, okay, I am having a copy on and a page on which I am writing the way how my content will look. Content page, content scripting page, or storyboarding. Storyboarding is what will be there in the first slide of that particular lesson. Whether there will be a need of any image or a video in the second page, it may be like that. There is already a very good video that is available on internet of a very good faculty. So I can insert that video also there. So that the designers, the faculty, they have to like sit together in the quadrant 1 and they will think over it, like how they have to design that course. Okay, maybe on a paper first they will design all the things. On the first slide, there will be 4 points about the introduction, but on the second slide, there will be some animation, or there may be, for example, for the growth of a plant. From a seed, a plant is being made. So an animation of that kind can be inserted over there. Then in the third slide, what will be there? So it will be a complete storyboarding. So it is a vast process actually. And from there, then the things comes to the quadrant 2 and then they are being developed. Okay. Then in quadrant 3, what happens is it promotes further reading from reference reading material. Basically, this is also a good practice while you are creating an e-learning content to put the references also at the end of each section. Okay, whether it is an image, it is a 2D image, 3D image, or any content, because it is not like that we all the faculty know everything and the whole content is ours only. It has been picked from somewhere. We may have changed some of the things, okay, and certain new things may be there, okay, from our side, but everything is not there. So like in journals also we are writing research papers, so we are writing the references. So here also the references need to be written, okay. So that is also required. And it can also include links to different websites which promote a deeper understanding of the content. The same content, if it is available on some more websites, okay, in a very good, which has been presented in a very good way, that can be, its address, the link can be given along with some hyperlinking so that you can visit it from there only, okay. So it is not like I am like hiding my notes. I have made my notes in my diary and now I'm hiding my notes because it is mine. It is now the thing, if I am like keeping it digitally so that it will be for the welfare of the students now, okay. But my name is always there with that as a content creator of the lesson, okay. So, but references and website references are a must, okay. Then in quadrant 4 is the self-evaluation quadrant, where the learner applies his or her knowledge to get evaluated against a variety of content. So here the assessments will be given to the student and he will assess him by his own, okay. So now let us come to
जैसे फिल्म बनाते हैं कोई एंटरटेनमेंट मूवी बनाते हैं तो उससे क्या क्या डिफरेंस है, उससे ज्यादा समझने में आसानी होगी। जैसे फिल्म मूवी प्रोडक्शन होता है,
बहुत सारी चीजें,
पहले स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग या सीन्स लिखते हैं, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट शूट करते हैं, फिर पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में जाते हैं, तो उससे अगर कंपेयर करें तो ये क्या फर्क होता है?
एक्चुअली प्रोसेस इज सेम, ठीक है। उसपे एक बहुत वाइड उसपे लेवल पे जाके वीडियोस बनते हैं, एडिटिंग होती है, रियल टाइम वीडियोस बनाए जाते हैं, रियल टाइम ऑडियोस होते हैं, यहाँ पे आप अपने डेस्क पे बैठ के भी अपना ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं कि हाँ ये दिस विल बी द स्लाइड, सो आई विल हैव टू रीड इट, कैसे उसको बताना है। मे बी आई वॉन्ट टू लाइक रिकॉर्ड माई ओन वीडियो, वो मैं शॉर्ट स्केल पे, स्मॉल स्केल पे अपनी लैब में भी रिकॉर्ड कर सकती हूँ, या फिर मैं फील्ड में जाके अगर मैं चाहती हूँ कि हाँ वीट के फील्ड्स है, वहां पे कोई डिजीज आया हुआ है, उसके बारे में मैं कोई एक प्रैक्टिकल बताना चाहती हूँ, तो वहां पे एक सिंपल मोबाइल फोन के साथ जा करके मैं उसको रिकॉर्ड, उसके लिए बहुत बड़े कैमराज नहीं चाहिए, कुछ नहीं चाहिए। एंड लेटर ऑन ऑल्सो बहुत ज्यादा वीडियो एडिटिंग नहीं करने की जरूरत है, जैसा कि आप पिक्चर्स में या उनमें बोलते हैं, स्टोरी बोर्डिंग इज ऑलवेज देयर, कंपोनेंट्स आर सेम, वहीं से शुरू होगा, स्टोरी बोर्डिंग से ही शुरू होगा और अल्टीमेटली डिलीवर होगा कहीं ना कहीं ऑडियंस को, स्टेप्स आर सेम, लेकिन एक अलग लेवल पे है और इसमें नॉलेज इज मोर, वहां पे प्रेजेंटेशन इज मोर। तो यहाँ पे आपको नॉलेज ज्यादा से ज्यादा कैसे सिंपल वे में डिलीवर करना है, दैट यू हैव टू।
जैसे आपको पता है कि कहीं से क्लिपिंग उठा भी सकते हैं,
उठा भी सकते हो आप, उसका रेफरेंस डालते हैं।
अच्छा ओके।
हाँ आप उठा सकते हो। आप इवन अभी जो मैडम पढ़ा के गए, जैसे स्मार्ट क्लासरूम में भी जब भी एक टीचर पढ़ा रहा है, वहां पे खड़े होके टीचर इज बेसिकली टीचिंग यूजिंग अ स्मार्ट बोर्ड, ही कैन सिंपली, वो इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड है, एवरीथिंग इज देयर, he can simply go to any YouTube video and can show that particular video to his student. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ तो मैं कोई YouTube वीडियो नहीं दिखा सकती या कुछ और इंसर्ट नहीं कर सकती, एवरीथिंग आई कैन यूज वॉट एवर नॉलेजेबल इज देयर एज पर माई कोर्स रिक्वायरमेंट, अगर वो है तो मैं वहां पे उसको चला के दिखा। यही बेनिफिट है आज के इसमें स्मार्ट बोर्ड्स या ई लर्निंग आप कहिए, कि आप वेराइटी ऑफ थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू दैट नॉलेज यू कैन सी ऑन अ सेम प्लेटफॉर्म। ठीक है, तो इसमें कई बार क्या होता है डिजाइन, यस
between the quadrant 2 and 3, both are the self-based learning.
हाँ
The quadrant 2 only we are giving the content, whatever the required for that lecture,
हाँ
that content required.
हाँ
The quadrant. So my question is, what is the difference between the self-based learning of quadrant 2 and 3?
quadrant,
More.
हाँ हाँ
The quadrant 3 we are giving the more reference.
references, yes.
So if in the class of particular class, maybe whatever the number of students, if somebody reading from the advanced material, somebody is not reading the material.
हाँ,
Which is necessary or not necessary to read that. If any if evaluation part we are going to keep only the course content in that set. The quadrant 2 we need to evaluate, and the course content from the quadrant 3 also we need to evaluate.
Actually, quadrant 3 is made specifically for advanced course material that they want to go through that, or that they want to see. Okay, and along with some references also. So basically the assessment that you are saying, that assessment is basically based on the material that has been provided or that has been developed by the content creator of that particular course. They are basically, we are like diverting them to some other media for their in-depth, you can say, knowledge extraction that they can go. But otherwise, the assessment is basically from the content that has been developed. Okay. So this is
सीरियल में जैसे गाने डाल देते हैं मैडम, सीरियल आता है उस पर गाने डाल देते हैं किसी मूवी का भी ज्यादा अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए।
वो वही है कि आपको यहाँ पे नॉलेज को अट्रैक्टिव बनाना है। ठीक है, कि आप कैसे उस नॉलेज को बेस्ट वे में प्रेजेंट करो, जिससे कि एक बार देखने से ही मतलब स्टूडेंट को लगे, याद रहे उसके, जैसे होता है ना कि दिमाग में आपके कुछ एक इम्प्रेशन बन जाता है कि हाँ इसको ऐसे इस फिगर के थ्रू मैं अगर याद करने की कोशिश करूंगा तो मुझे जल्दी याद हो जाएगा, बजाय कि मैं टेक्स्ट के। ठीक है, तो वो चीजें इसमें प्रोवाइड करने की कोशिश करनी होती है। तो ये एक सिंपल यूजर इंटरफेस का, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था ना कि कई बार इंटरफेस ही इतना डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है कि वो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है, कहीं पे आपने किसी तरीके से कुछ दे दिया, कहीं पे किसी तरीके से, तो वो कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है लर्नर्स के लिए। तो जैसे कि एक नॉर्मल डोर की प्रॉब्लम दिखाई, यू कैन सी दैट ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड देयर इज अ लॉक, ठीक है, और दूसरे वाले में राइट हैंड साइड में है। तो उससे क्या हो रहा है, कंसिस्टेंसी इज नॉट देयर इन द डिजाइनिंग। तो ड्यू टू द लैक ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी क्या किसको प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी, जो उसको यूज करेगा उसको प्रॉब्लम्स आने वाले। इसलिए आपको जो भी डिजाइन करना है अपना इंटरफेस का या अपने कंटेंट का, दैट शुड बी कंसिस्टेंट। ओके, तो कई सारे इंटरफेस डिजाइन प्रॉब्लम्स होती है। ठीक है, यूजर्स आर अनेबल टू फाइंड द इंफॉर्मेशन सॉर्ट, डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड पेजेस एंड कंफ्यूजिंग इंफॉर्मेशन। पेजेस अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड डिस्कनेक्टेड लिंक, कई बार ऑनलाइन में ये प्रॉब्लम्स रहती हैं. समटाइम्स इट इज नेसेसरी ऑल्सो कि आपको कुछ ना कुछ अपडेट करते रहना है. उसमें कंटेंट मैंने डाला, sometimes it may show the page that it is under construction or so. तो लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो लॉन्ग टाइम तक अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन ही रहे. वी हैव टू टेक सम नेसेसरी स्टेप्स सो दैट उसको हम वापस उस पे ले आए, एक्टिव करते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर पेज को. डिस्कनेक्टेड लिंक्स नहीं होने चाहिए कि हमने डाल दिया लिंक, ओके सो आई हैव पुट द लिंक ऑफ यू कैन से ICR. ठीक है, मैंने अपनी साइट फॉर एग्जांपल ISRI की साइट में ही ICR का लिंक डाल दिया कि हाँ, somebody who is coming to my ISRI site, if he wants to visit ICR site also, because it is a related. लेकिन वो लिंक वर्क ही नहीं कर रहा, तो उसको डालने का मेरा कोई पर्पस सॉल्व नहीं हुआ. तो ये सारी चीजें जो है, छोटी छोटी चीजें, वो हमेशा कंटेंट क्रिएटर को ध्यान में रखनी होती है. और वो एक बार देखने से नहीं होता, repeatedly those pages need to be visited, ठीक है, again and again, and you have to look into what is working, what is not working, क्योंकि it is a technology only. टेक्नोलॉजीज के भी बहुत सारे ड्रॉबैक्स होते हैं. कभी भी कोई फंक्शन करना बंद कर गई है या कोई और प्रॉब्लम है जिसकी वजह से कोई चीज नहीं चल रही है, so you need to make sure that the things, all the pages that you have put, they should be active, they should be working all the. ठीक है. So exploration is discouraged because of barriers imposed by the poorly designed interface and users' lack of trust or faith in the site. कई बार क्या होता है कि you will see that there are some sites who are offering very good courses. कि हाँ, this is a very good course, and when you will click on that particular link and you are going to their page, you are not going to get any, means you can't explore anything in that particular site. Always it will ask for any form to be filled or something has to be done, then only you can look into it. तो इस टाइप के कुछ फ्रॉड साइट्स भी रहते हैं, कंटेंट्स होते हैं. तो इसीलिए आपको हमेशा ऑथेंटिक मीडियम्स आपको देखने पड़ेंगे. ऑथेंटिक यूनिवर्सिटीज के जो डेवलप किए हुए कोर्स कंटेंट है, नॉर्मली दे विल बी प्रोवाइडेड ऑन देयर वेबसाइट्स. ठीक है, या फिर अलग से कुछ है, जैसे स्वयं के ई-लर्निंग कंटेंट्स हैं, डिस्टेंस लर्निंग कोर्सेज हैं, इग्नू के हैं. तो वेबसाइट्स तो हमेशा आपकी जो है दे आर फ्रॉड फ्री. नॉर्मली आप सोच के चलो कि हाँ, उस पे जो आपको कंटेंट मिलेगा, तो अगर उस पे आपसे एक फॉर्म भरवाया भी जा रहा है तो मे बी दैट इज फॉर यूजर रजिस्ट्रेशन. क्योंकि अगर मैं एक कंटेंट बना के मैंने पब्लिश कर दिया, तो मैं ये तो चाहूंगी, आई जस्ट वांट टू लुक इनटू कि हु आर द स्टूडेंट्स और who is that person who is coming to my resources to look into it, who is learning that, and then what is the feedback of that person. So that data also I want. तो वो काम करना पड़ता है, बट नॉट इनिशियली. जैसे ही आपने कंटेंट बनाया तभी के तभी आप फीडबैक परफॉर्मर मत डालो. स्टार्टिंग में यूजर रजिस्ट्रेशन भी मत डालो फॉर अ मंथ और सो. उससे क्या होता है, पीपल विल बी कमिंग टू योर साइट, और उससे क्या होगा, they will share, they will like that content, they will share that with other students, faculty also. उसके बाद आप after a month or so आप start कर सकते हो यूजर रजिस्ट्रेशन. और यूजर रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म्स बनाने के लिए भी डेवलपर इज ऑलवेज रिक्वायर्ड. इफ यू कैन डू दैट इज अ गुड. उसमें क्या होता है कि आपको, आप सिंपल चीजें उनसे जरूर पूछिए कि वेदर he is an academician or he is a student who is looking into that content, जिससे आप बाद में एक एनालिसिस, एक इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट भी कर पाओ अपने सिस्टम का. बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू असेस द इम्पैक्ट ऑल्सो ना, कि वॉट एवर वी हैव डेवलप्ड, कि कितना वो सर्व कर रहा है, और किस कैटेगरी के लोगों को, जेंडर ऑल्सो यू कैन टेक. ठीक है, देयर ईमेल आईडीज यू कैन टेक फ्रॉम देयर. ठीक है, ईमेल आईडीज तो ले ही लेना चाहिए, बिकॉज इफ यू वांट टू सेंड सम फीडबैक फॉर्म्स टू देम, although the feedback forms are also provided online, लेकिन अगर कुछ लोग नहीं भर पाए तो that can be sent to them afterwards also. Even जो students या जो academicians who have learned, who have explored your e-content during the first month when there was no registration, where there was no feedback, तो उनको भी आपको कहीं ना कहीं, अगर मेल अगर आप कहीं से कैप्चर कर पाओ, अगर गूगल मेल के थ्रू अगर आप उनको ले पाओ, तो at least you can send the feedback form on their emails. Gmail पे चला गया कि हाँ, they will get to know कि हाँ, this is the feedback form that I have got from that particular system from where I have read that particular course. तो उसमें वो उसका अपना, और उसमें भी जो feedback है that will also be on different categories. सिर्फ quality of courses पे नहीं होगा, quality में भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं कि उनको क्या टेक्नोलॉजी पार्ट में उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आई हैंडलिंग करने में, जैसे आप मूव कर रहे हो उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है, या डिजाइनिंग में अगर आपको कोई इशू लग रहा है तो दैट आल्सो दे विल लेट यू नो. तो हर तरह के एस्पेक्ट पे यू कैन टेक द फीडबैक ऑफ योर यूजर्स फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ योर लर्निंग कंटेंट. ओके, so this is basically a simple thing that I have made. That is the designer's intent. The purple one is the designer's intent. The designer has designed a course, okay, in some way, which is shown by purple, by red. And the successful user usage is shown by purple. Okay, so you can see that there is a very small area, okay, which is a successful user usage. But otherwise, the whole purple thing, that is unsuccessful user usage. That has not been used by the users very successfully. तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए, अभी डिजाइनर को क्या करना चाहिए? आफ्टर टेकिंग द फीडबैक्स दे हैव टू लाइक redevelop it or redesign it in the way that the student or the user needs. So what now the designer has done, designer adopts a new usage, and now the red one is showing designer's intent. Successful user has now increased and then unsuccessful user has now decreased. So this is the way you have to like keep on upgrading your systems for the usage of users.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
What exactly we have to do for improving the content, or what? How do we go for increasing the portion of the successful usage?
Successful usage, तो आपको पता है, if you will be sitting, whenever you will be start from the starting itself, जब आप story boarding कर रहे हो, आपको उसका पूरा script बनाना है, उस time पे if you will keep some learners also engaged with you, कुछ learners को आप साथ में रखो, students को, कि what is their requirement, how they want to study, and because they are new generation also, they will tell you what kind of animation they want, what kind of text they want, या किस टाइप के वीडियोस उसमें आप डाल सकते हो जिससे वो और engaging बन जाए. तो डिजाइन फेज में ही I think that if you will take the help of some learners also, learner commodity, तो उससे आपका डिजाइनिंग उसी टाइप से होगा and it will be like produced in that way how the students basically wants.
We talked about the self-evaluation quadrant also. So do we actually put something for the evaluation or?
Evaluation होना, evaluation से क्या होता है कि students
Put some matter there for evaluation.
Self-evaluation basically here it is meant for the assessments. Okay, assessments like MCQ, fill-ups, जो भी आप short में डाल सकते हो, एक word answer जो कि कंप्यूटर में आपने स्टोर करके रख दिया, because you have to give the answers also. फैकल्टी को हमेशा आंसर्स भी स्टोर करने पड़ते हैं, तभी कंप्यूटर को पता चलेगा कि हाँ जो आंसर है whether it is correct or not. ठीक है, तो then it will like compare with the right answer and then it will provide the marks also. उससे एक सक्सेस की जो स्टूडेंट को सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलती है, या उसको ये लगता है कि अरे मुझे तो कुछ भी नहीं आता इसमें से, so he will again go to the course and he will again start learning that course. ठीक है,
So that part also.
that is required. हाँ, तो अगर आप हर लेसन के बाद में एक असेसमेंट डाल दोगे तो that will be very good. उससे वो एक लेसन पढ़ा and then he has assessed him, अपने आप को असेस उसने कर लिया, अगर वो satisfied है then it is okay, otherwise he may go again to that lesson, he will again read that lesson. ठीक है, इस टाइप से. So user hierarchy of needs and desires. So there is basically जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि learners का है, I was telling you कि learners की जो needs और desires क्या होती हैं एक e-content से, this has been shown over here like the flow or the enhancement. Does it keep me fully engaged? Where the world drops away, where the word drops away, it is like written in a very vague language basically कि एक student कैसे सोच रहा है, how he is thinking of कि क्या ये मुझे एक तरह से पूरा engaged रखेगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि हमें बुक से ही पढ़ना हो, it is better. तो आपको flow और सब कुछ उसमें उसी टाइप से रखना है ई कंटेंट में, so that the student feels that it is an engaging material. Then there should be intuitiveness in your material, like does it feel natural and doesn't make me think. ठीक है, naturally मैं उस चीज को देख करके उसको समझ पा रहा हूँ, मुझे ज्यादा सोचने के बाद उसको समझना नहीं पड़ रहा. Then usability जो सबसे important चीज होती है, is it user friendly. अगर user friendly होगा तो उतना ही ज्यादा वो सिंपल लगेगा आपके यूजर्स को, और ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स they will visit your sites. Okay, so usability will be increased automatically. Then efficiency, does it let me do what I need without long workarounds. Okay, तो क्या मैं बहुत सारा काम करने के बाद भी if I am like visiting that particular e-content, तो क्या मैं उसमें कुछ लर्न कर पाऊंगा या कुछ सीख पाऊंगा, whatever I want to learn from that system, whether I will be able to do that or not. So that is basically the efficiency. Then learnability, can I learn it quickly? Is the manual good? Okay. Then the correctness also, does it do it correctly without a bunch of bugs? Correctness is very important here. तो हर चीज को आपको चेक करते रहना है, टेस्ट करते रहना है. Then functionality is also related to that only, कि whether it is all the time functional or not. तो जो भी चीजें आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, that should be, अगर आप स्टूडेंट के पर्सपेक्टिव से if you will see, तो the student needs all these things. तो इन चीजों पे हमें एक तरह से अपने आप को टेस्ट करते रहना है कि हाँ, whether everything is okay or not with my content. So this is the usability, which is the most important thing. So it is a measure of the quality of a user's experience when interacting with the product or a system. ठीक है, तो किसी भी प्रोडक्ट के साथ, चाहे वो एक ई-लर्निंग सिस्टम है, चाहे कोई वेबसाइट है, whether it is a mobile app or so, कोई भी है, तो उसको जब मैं यूज करता हूँ, तो what is my experience when interacting with that product or system, whether that website or a software application, mobile technology, or any user operated device. So it is basically measuring that quality from that particular experience only. Okay, now let us come to a simple, I think I'm having some time now. Yeah, by 1:10. So means the learners are not feeling engaged. So this is a good part actually. ये वो part है जो कि a sample that I want to show that a system has been developed, and like how we have developed the whole process that I will tell you with my own experience basically, कि हमने कैसे उसको start किया. It was a big system, e-learning for agricultural education. So lots of e-learning content we have put on our e-learning portal, and e-learning portal has been developed. This was basically from the same project, the NHEP project. So उस project में it was a particular activity for creating the e-learning content for UG and PG courses. Okay, PhD was not included in that, but UG and PG. So how we have perceived it, how we have processed it, that I want to tell you. We have developed a portal online system. उसमें हम लोगों ने we started opening some calls, like call 1 was for development of PG courses. ठीक है, तो हमने call 1 को introduce कर दिया, और हमने कहाँ पे उसको through mails also हम लोगों को थोड़ा उसको advertise करना पड़ा, so that all the agricultural universities, deans, VCs, सब तक ये हमारी calls जो है वो पहुंच जाए कि this call has been opened, and now the interested faculty of agricultural sciences from your university can now come to our portal and can now like fill the form for getting involved with that content. Like if they want to create some content for a particular course, or they want to review a particular course. So two types of users we wanted. One was the content creator, the other was the reviewers. And it was decided that content creators will be either assistant professors or at the most associate professors, but the course reviewers will be mostly professors. Okay? Professors, heads. So those should be the course reviewers, so that whatever has been created by the junior faculty, that can be reviewed by the senior faculty, and then only because now it has been authenticated, it has been verified, now we can now float it on our portal. So ये बहुत लंबा process था. We started initially it in 2019. In 2019, we have opened first call for PG course creation, content creation and review, and we have got very good response from all over India. Indian universities से ही invitation मांगा गया था, not from international universities, and all the syllabus, everything we have provided on the portal. For these courses, that has been asked, and those courses how we have selected. For that also, we have done a requirement analysis workshop here only in NAS, and we have invited the education nodal officers from all the universities, and there we have decided that these courses need to be like developed first because they are very popular.
Maybe if someone voluntarily want to contribute.
Voluntarily, अगर कोई चाहता है तो बता सकता है. We can call them also. लेकिन उस टाइम पे voluntarily नहीं था, हमें तो बुलाना पड़ा था लोगों
So
को.
then the content will be assessed or appraised by some committee or what?
Actually, अभी तो हमारी जो decided था, that was not for volunteers, that was for those teachers who have basically
now
taught that course.
Because now the course curricula has changed.
Course curricula means in terms of BSMA or Dean's Committee report, that has changed. Based on that only we have developed the system. हमारे पास 20 के आसपास Dean Committee report का नया आ गया था हमारे पास, 5th Dean Committee report. साथ साथ BSMA का भी आ गया था, लेकिन हाँ अगर कुछ changes होते हैं, so we are going back to the same content creators who have developed the content, same reviewers, and then they are changing that thing. तो अभी volunteers के लिए नहीं था, that was basically for those faculty who have teaching experience of at least 5 years and who have like taught that particular course at least 3 to 4 times. So only those teachers can create those course and only those reviewers can review that course. So they should have the experience of teaching that course, and we have made an automatic selection criteria on our portal because we have got lots of applications from the faculty. जिससे कि बाद में ये ना हो कि आपने इसको सिलेक्ट कर लिया उसको सिलेक्ट नहीं किया, तो एक बेस क्राइटेरिया we have developed based on their teaching experience plus the number of times they have taught that course and plus what is the designation. Like if I want for a content creator an assistant professor and associate professor, अगर उसको प्रोफेसर पढ़ाना चाहेगा तो उसके मार्क्स हमने कम रखे, क्योंकि हमें क्या चाहिए था, हमें प्रोफेसर्स चाहिए थे रिव्यू के लिए. We don't want professor because they can't give a lot of time for designing and creating of courses. तो उस तरीके से हमने एक बेस क्राइटेरिया बनाया था, उसके बेस पे ऑटोमेटिक सिलेक्शन हमने इसमें किया पूरा का पूरा, और जैसे ही सिलेक्शन हुआ then we have like mailed to those faculty that you have been selected. और उसके बाद हर यूनिवर्सिटी से from IRI, from all universities we are having our content creators and course reviewers. इस तरह से हमने 4 calls open किए थे. 2 calls were for PG, क्योंकि क्या हुआ था कुछ courses में हमें application नहीं मिले थे, कुछ में हमें बहुत ज्यादा applications मिले थे, तो हमने दोबारा से जो remaining 1 थे उनको हमने दोबारा से float किया था next calls में. इसी तरह से हमने UG के लिए भी 2 calls को invite किया था. तो जो भी हमारे पास अभी जो total courses हैं जिसमें सक्सेसफुल सिलेक्शन हुआ UG प्लस PG, दैट इज अराउंड 300 कोर्सेज, और उस 300 कोर्सेज में से नाउ व्हाट आई कैन से यू अबाउट 220 हैव ऑलरेडी बीन डेवलप्ड एंड दे आर अवेलेबल ऑन ई-लर्निंग पोर्टल आल्सो. ठीक है, तो जो कंप्लीट हो गए, जो रिव्यू हुआ, बिकॉज वी हैव गिवन लॉट्स ऑफ टाइम टू देम, क्योंकि कोरोना बीच में आ गया था जब हमने फ्लोट किया था. टीचर्स वर नॉट हैविंग, they were basically searching for their notes कि हमारे नोट्स तो ऑफिस में ही रह गए, अभी हम कैसे करेंगे. तो वो सब था. फिर धीरे धीरे सब लोग अपना जो है कि हाँ कहीं कहीं से नॉलेज गेन किया, अपने नोट्स बनाए, जाकर के नोट्स. तो थोड़ा टाइम ज्यादा लगा क्योंकि फैकल्टी इज ऑल्सो ऑक्यूपाइड इन लॉट्स ऑफ अदर एक्टिविटीज. तो वो हमें पहले से पता था कि जितना टाइम दिया जा रहा है उसको तो एक्सटेंड करना ही है. सो आफ्टर लॉट्स ऑफ एक्सटेंशंस वी हैव नाउ सक्सेसफुली placed, you can say produced around 220 courses, maybe 216 or 270. They are available on e-learning portal. और अभी जो उनकी फॉर्म है, उनको जो हमने डिजाइन किया उसमें हमने असेसमेंट्स भी इंक्लूड कराए, हमने उसमें प्रेजेंटेशंस एंड लेसन वाइज कोर्स करने। तो हमने जो पीजी कोर्सेज थे उनका तो ऑलरेडी दे वर लाइक डिवाइडेड इनटू यूनिट्स, यूनिट वाइज ही सिलेबस होता है पीजी कोर्सेज का। तो डिफरेंट यूनिट्स के लिए हमने डिफरेंट कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स को रखा जिससे कि अच्छे से कंटेंट बन पाए। एक ही अगर आप कंटेंट क्रिएटर यू विल सिलेक्ट एंड यू विल गिव द होल कोर्स टू हिम और हर, तो उसके लिए काफी डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा और उससे शायद कुछ क्वालिटी इश्यूज भी हो सकते हैं। तो इसलिए हमने, इफ देयर आर 5 यूनिट्स, so we have selected 5 content creators, we have selected 5 unit reviewers, हर यूनिट को रिव्यू करने के लिए एक यूनिट रिव्यूअर, एंड देन ऑन द टॉप ऑफ दैट देयर वाज अ कोर्स रिव्यूअर, जो कि पांचों यूनिट के रिव्यूअर्स से जब रिव्यू होके इट विल गो टू द कोर्स रिव्यूअर, ही विल फाइनलाइज दैट, ही विल फाइनली सी दैट इफ ही फाइंड्स दैट कि there is some problem, some enhancements need to be done, some corrections need to be done. So the system is in the way that he can submit all the things through the system itself. का सिस्टम में कंप्लीट ऑटोमेशन है जिससे कि वो, और एक पूरा ग्रुप बना हुआ है फॉर अ कंप्लीट कोर्स, जिससे कि whenever a faculty is signing into the system, he can see the complete details of all other faculty who are there in that particular course, the mail IDs, the phone number, so that they can talk to each other also. Okay, अगर नहीं कुछ कर पा रहे हैं, if they are not going to understand, हम लोगों ने बहुत सारे ट्रेनिंग्स भी दिए, फैकल्टी को ट्रेन भी करना पड़ता है क्योंकि एवरी फैकल्टी इज नॉट यूजिंग दैट काइंड ऑफ सिस्टम्स, बेसिकली कंप्यूटर बेस्ड सिस्टम्स। तो हर कोई जो है, सम फैकल्टी में भी वेरी गुड फैकल्टी, लेकिन उसने डिजिटाइज कभी पहले से किया नहीं है या कंप्यूटर बेस्ड सिस्टम पे काम नहीं किया। सो वी हैव टू कंडक्ट लॉट्स ऑफ ट्रेनिंग सेशंस जिसमें उनको ट्रेन किया हम लोगों ने, और उसके बाद भी डेली वी आर गेटिंग लॉट्स ऑफ क्वेरीज कि अभी हमें ये करना है, हमने गलती से कोई और लेसन अपलोड कर दिया, अभी हमें वो प्लीज डिलीट कीजिए कुछ और। तो अलग अलग तरीके के सिंपल वे में मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, बट लॉट्स ऑफ क्वेरीज वी आर गेटिंग डेली। तो जिससे जाकर के मतलब इट वाज अ बिग सिस्टम, आई कैन से, फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम कॉल ओपनिंग टिल द डिलीवरी, सो एवरीथिंग इज देयर। तो अभी इतना डिलीवर हो गया है इस पे, बट अभी हम इसको किस पे लेके आना चाह रहे हैं, नाउ वी वांट टू ब्रिंग ऑल द completed courses, 300 courses तो complete हो ही जाएंगे next 3-4 months में, क्योंकि the project is also going to be completed. We have given the honorariums also because there was some honorarium attached to the faculty, क्योंकि हम कोई फ्री में किसी से काम नहीं करा रहे हैं।
अभी ऑनलाइन
कोर्सेज अवेलेबल है
किस प्लेटफॉर्म पे?
अभी मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ, ई लर्निंग का है, मैं आपको आगे चलती हूँ, उसी को सिस्टम को ही थोड़ा सा देख सकते हो आप। तो दिस इज द एड्रेस, अभी ये यहाँ पे वो विंडो आ रहा है, elearning.icr.gov.in, https, this is for the secure one.
मैडम फ्रीक्वेंटली ऑफर्ड कोर्सेज थे जो बच्चे सेलेक्ट करते हैं नॉर्मली,
फ्रीक्वेंटली ऑफर्ड भी नहीं कह सकते, अब आप एक पूरे डिसिप्लिन में से फ्रीक्वेंटली ऑफर नहीं निकाल सकते। बेसिकली जब रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस वर्कशॉप हुआ तो उसमें उस सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड जो भी फैकल्टी थी उन लोगों ने यही बताया कि आप स्टार्टिंग में कुछ इंट्रोडक्टरी जो कोर्सेज है ना वो लेके आओ, जो सब लोग पढ़ते ही है, विच आर कंपल्सरी ऑल्सो। तो वो कंपल्सरी कोर्सेज थे जिनको भी लेके आया, हर डिसिप्लिन से 2-2 फाउंडेशन कोर्सेज या इंट्रोडक्टरी कोर्सेज, ठीक है। यूनिवर्सिटी लॉगिन एक्चुअली जो बाहर मांग रहा है, दैट इज फॉर दोज फैकल्टी हु आर द कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स और द कोर्स रिव्यूअर। आपको सीधा ई कोर्सेज में जाना है, हाँ वो आपको ई कोर्सेज में जाना है। ई कोर्सेज में यू विल सी द बाइफर्केशन ऑफ यूजी एंड पीजी कोर्सेज, और आप वहां पे जाओगे, आपसे साइन इन के लिए, साइन अप के लिए बोलेगा, तो आप गूगल लिंक के थ्रू भी आप रजिस्टर कर सकते हो ऑटोमेटिकली, नहीं तो आप अपना लॉगिन भी बना सकते हो। आईसीआर यूजर्स के लिए हमने अलग से उसमें रखा है, they can register, they can come into the system using their ICR email ID. हम लोग अपने ICR email ID को डालते हैं, we can get inside the system.
And this course content is open for PG?
Open for PG, UG, faculty, for everyone. No, it is open. It is open, it is free also.
Yeah, I registered.
ये सारी चीजें जो मैंने आपको बताया कि यूजर रजिस्ट्रेशन, ये सब हमने आफ्टर ओपनिंग इट फॉर 2 to 3 months, उसके बाद हमने सब्सिक्वेंटली, क्योंकि इनिशियली देयर वर वेरी फ्यू कोर्सेज जो कंप्लीट हुए थे. हमें लगा कि एक अच्छा अमाउंट ऑफ कोर्सेज शुड बी देयर, देन ओनली वी शुड ओपन इट, और कुछ स्टूडेंट्स उसको देख ले. ऐसा ना हो कि फर्स्ट टाइम दे आर गोइंग टू दैट सिस्टम और उन्हें हर्डल लगने लगे रजिस्ट्रेशन का. तो कुछ टाइम के बाद हमने उसको ओपन किया है. ठीक है
मैडम, कभी एक सर्विस और इंटरप्ट करूंगा,
हाँ हाँ
जैसे खान सर वगैरह हैं, तो ये
हाँ.
लोग ऐसा क्या करते हैं, कितने पॉपुलर है, तो क्या वो हम कंपनी ला सकते हैं?
क्यों नहीं ला सकते? अगर आप पूरा दिन, जैसे खान सर इज डेडिकेटिंग द होल टाइम फॉर अ सिंगल क्लास, पूरा दिन उस क्लास के लिए वो बोलते हैं कि मैं एक वीक लेता हूँ अपना एक ट्यूटोरियल प्रिपेयर, एक लेक्चर बनाने के लिए.
बैकग्राउंड रिसर्च
तो
काफी
वो
करते हैं।
बहुत, हाँ, इधर से नेट से हर जगह से रिसर्च, एक बुक से नहीं होता है. तो वो पूरा रिसर्च करते हैं, पूरा उसको स्टोरी बिल्ड करते हैं उसकी कि किस तरह से उसको पढ़ाना है, कौन से उसके अंदर मुझे एनिमेशंस, कौन से ग्राफिक्स डालने हैं, बोर्ड के सामने खड़े होके मुझे कैसे क्या क्या बोलना है. तो वो सारा प्रैक्टिस ही है, उसके बाद जाके वो रिकॉर्ड होता है. तो हम लोग भी कर सकते हैं इफ वी आर हैविंग दैट मच ऑफ टाइम. हमारे यहाँ पे बस द मेन प्रॉब्लम जो हमें लगी कि 2-3 साल में जाके पूरा प्रोसेस हुआ कंप्लीट, तो उसमें वही है कि एवरीबडी इज हैविंग देयर ओन एंगेजमेंट्स. अगर उन्होंने खुद से अप्लाई किया बिकॉज दे वांटेड टू क्रिएट द कोर्सेज, दे वांटेड टू रिव्यू दोस कोर्सेज. लेकिन कितने सारे, मतलब अराउंड 5%, मैं आपको कहूंगी 5% पर लाइक दैट कि मैडम आप प्लीज किसी और को सिलेक्ट कर लीजिए, क्योंकि अब मैं टाइम नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत सारी एंगेजमेंट्स है. नाउ आई हैव बिकम द हेड और आई हैव बिकम दैट. तो इस टाइप की भी प्रॉब्लम्स आ जाती हैं हमारे सिस्टम में. तो हर किसी के साथ हमें करना पड़ता है. लेकिन हमने ये जरूर किया कि बिकॉज देयर वाज ऑनरेरियम दैट वाज लाइक देयर विद ईच कोर्स. अगर हमने ऑनरेरियम दे दिया है किसी, क्योंकि वी आर ऑल्सो गिविंग दैट ऑनरेरियम फ्रॉम नॉट आवर पॉकेट, फ्रॉम द प्रोजेक्ट, तो उसको तो कोर्स करना ही पड़ेगा ना उसको कंप्लीट. He can do it with the help of others. ये हम कर सकते हैं कि you take 2 junior faculties along with you, you complete that thing, और आप उनका नाम दो, that we can give. तो हमने क्या किया, जो भी कोर्सेज अवेलेबल है उस पे कंटेंट क्रिएटर जो भी 2-3 लोग हैं, उन तीनों का नाम हमने दिया कि that has been created or reviewed by them. तो उस टाइप से किसी तरह से कन्विंस किया गया है लोगों को जिससे वो करें. तो लेकिन हाँ, अल्टीमेटली जब आउटपुट दिखता है तब जाके कुछ एक सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है फैकल्टी को भी, स्टूडेंट्स को भी, कि हाँ समथिंग इज देयर. तो दीज वर द यूजर रोल्स, कंटेंट क्रिएटर, यूनिट रिव्यूअर, कोर्स रिव्यूअर. नोडल ऑफिसर्स को भी हमने साथ में रखा था. देयर वाज अ नोडल ऑफिसर इन ईच यूनिवर्सिटी, जो कि बेसिकली जब फॉर एग्जांपल फैकल्टी सबमिटिंग एन एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म की हाँ मैं इस कोर्स को क्रिएट करना चाहता हूँ, मैं उसके लिए अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ, रजिस्टर कर रहा है, तो उसके लिए भी हमने बीच में एक वॉल बनाया था कि वो नोडल ऑफिसर के थ्रू आए, क्योंकि उसने लिख दिया मेरे पास 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है टीचिंग का, मैंने 5 बार कोर्स को पढ़ाया, लेकिन क्या वो सच में है कि नहीं है. तो वो एक उसमें बीच में लगाना पड़ा, तो वो भी हमने बीच में लगाया. तो नोडल ऑफिसर से जो अप्रूव होके एप्लीकेशन आए उसी को हमने कंसिडर किया, उसके अलावा नहीं किया. तो इस टाइप से
Content creator now it is open or not?
It is open.
We can give.
Still is open.
It is open means for e-courses are open, but it is not now open for creation. लेकिन अगर if any one of you, if you people want to create some courses, आप प्लीज हमें कांटेक्ट जरूर कीजिए. There is any possibility. अगर हमें लगा कि हाँ कोई कोर्सेज ऐसे हैं जिनको अगर नेक्स्ट 6 मंथ में हम क्रिएट करा सकते हैं, तो वो डिसीजन लिया जा सकता है विद
मैम एक
प्रोजेक्ट.
जैसे जिनको पढ़ाने की एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है,
हाँ.
5 साल जो पढ़ाई नहीं है, लेकिन दे आर एलिजिबल और नो एलिजिबल हो सकता है.
कुछ तो एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए कोर्स को पढ़ाने का. मतलब जो एक्चुअली ये हमने बहुत जूनियर लेवल पे डिसाइड नहीं किया था, ये डिसीजन कहाँ हुआ था मैं बताती हूँ. There is an advisory committee of the whole project, जिसमें DDG Education, who is the national director of NAHEP, is the chairman of that advisory, और बाकी very senior colleagues like director NARD is there, some other directors are also there, some ADGs from education division are there. तो वहाँ पे ये डिसीजन हुआ था कि किस लेवल के फैकल्टी को हमें कहाँ रखना है, what decisions we have to take. सारे डिसीजन, सारे फाइनलाइजेशंस वर डन बाय द एडवाइजरी. ठीक है कि हाँ इतना एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए. अगर हम किसी, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है, हाँ समटाइम्स some of the faculty is very like eligible और बहुत अच्छा पढ़ा सकते हैं, सीनियर से भी अच्छा, लेकिन हाँ उनके पास अगर टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है तो हो सकता है आउट ऑफ 100 ओनली 1 such person is there who can teach that course very well, लेकिन बाकी 99 शायद नहीं कर पाएंगे। वो क्या करेंगे, बस नेट से कुछ भी उठाएंगे और वो डाल के हमें दे देंगे। So that kind of material we didn't want it. So इसीलिए इस टाइप के इसमें वो लगाए गए हैं कि आपको कम से कम इतना एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए।
एक क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे बहुत लोग जैसे सर ने एग्जाम्पल लिया किसी का, तो ह्यूमरस क्रिएट करने के लिए कुछ बोलते हैं, अगर मान लीजिए हमने पढ़ाते हो कुछ बोल दिया, रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है, तो अगर किसी को कुछ लगा कि जेंडर बायस है या कुछ या
किस चीज में जेंडर बायस,
पढ़ाते टाइम कई बार कोई ऐसे बोल जाता है ना कोई चीज जो
हाँ।
हो सकता है
मतलब ह्यूमर क्रिएट करने के लिए भी बोल दिया
in case of online class
क्या वो फिर खिलाफ एक्शन
आपका नाम, आपका डेजिग्नेशन, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन वेब, ठीक है? तो आपको who needs to take care, उसके लिए टीचर को ही थोड़ा कॉशियस रहना पड़ेगा। सबसे ऐसे ही कोई मत डालो प्लीज, हमने वीडियोस में भी देखा है, देयर आर मेनी वीडियोस जो मतलब एग्री दीक्षा पे लॉट्स ऑफ वीडियोस आर कमिंग, बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी के वीडियोस भी हैं, सब मीडियोकर क्वालिटीज आल्सो देयर, लेकिन कुछ लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, सिंपली अपने आप को नेट पे डालने के लिए कुछ भी डाल रहे हैं, लेकिन उसको अच्छे से हमारे यहाँ पे सिस्टम है, a team is there who is assessing the quality also, उस क्वालिटी को चेक किया जाता है कि कहाँ पे क्या बोला जा रहा है, ऐसी कोई भी कुछ चीज अपलोड नहीं के, क्योंकि वो सर्वर पे डालने से पहले वीडियो कम्स टू अस, ठीक है? ISRI में जो पूरा हमारा है सेटअप है, सर्वर पे प्रोड्यूस करने से पहले इट कम्स टू अस, उसके बाद हम पूरा उसका क्वालिटी असेस करते हैं, कुछ कमियां लगती है तो वी टेल इट टू द फैकल्टी आल्सो, या कुछ रिमूव करने की जरूरत है तो हम उसको वहां कट भी कर सकते हैं। वीडियो एडिटिंग इज देयर इन द हाँ
कंसर्न डायरेक्टर के पास नहीं जाता
So these were the component of e-courses जो हमारे e-learning portal पे हैं। First of all, for each lesson there is some objectives, 2 to 3 objectives. Then there are quizzes, e-lessons, e-learning videos, glossaries, assignments, presentation. लेकिन मैं आपको पहले से ही बताती हूँ कि जैसे असेसमेंट्स हैं या जो भी चीजें हैं, क्योंकि एक नॉर्मल पोर्टल पे हम लोग क्विजेस को सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए नहीं डाल सकते, उसके लिए आपको कोई या तो लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में आपको डालना पड़ता है, जिससे वो एक MCQ की फॉर्म में आएगा, यू विल टेक इट, वो पीछे से उससे डेटाबेस से उसकी वैल्यू को फेच करके कंपेयर करेगा, आपको बताएगा ठीक है कि नहीं है। उसके लिए इसको असेसमेंट्स को हमें LMS में डालना पड़ता है। सो वी हैव नाउ अ ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म, ICR NARS blended learning platform, basically not simply for ICR, it is for all agricultural universities also. तो सब लोग वो यूज कर सकते हैं और हर यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए क्लाइंट बन गया, जैसे IRI क्लाइंट है फॉर BLP, सिमिलरली क्लाइंट्स फॉर ऑल द यूनिवर्सिटीज। अभी BLP की आपकी क्लास है 2 o'clock, तो इसलिए मैं उसको ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं बताऊंगी, दे विल लेट यू नो। तो फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम अ फैकल्टी ऑफ IRI, सो आई विल पुट माय कंटेंट ऑन IRI क्लाइंट, तो और मैं वहां से टीच भी कर सकती हूँ सब कुछ। तो मैं अब अल्टीमेटली क्या हो रहा है, वॉट एवर द लेसन, all the 300 courses that are now available, that will be available in 3 to 4 months on e-learning portal, they will be made available on BLP also. BLP में क्या होगा, बहुत सारी और रिसोर्सेज फैसिलिटीज होती हैं जिसके थ्रू स्टूडेंट जो है बहुत अच्छे से जो है एक सीक्वेंशियल मैनर में, जैसे कि एक वर्ल्ड क्लास ई कोर्स जिस तरह से आप कहोगे कि हाँ वहीं के वहीं आप कोर्स को सॉल्व, असेसमेंट सॉल्व कर रहे हो, वहीं के वहीं यू आर गेटिंग द रिजल्ट्स आल्सो, यू आर डूइंग लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स आल्सो। तो उस तरह के लिए तो अभी ये कोर्सेज प्रेजेंटली दे विल बी अवेलेबल ऑन ई-लर्निंग पोर्टल फॉर सम टाइम ही यहाँ भी हम रखेंगे। जो लोग BLP नहीं एक्सेस करते हैं, तो जो BLP को जिनको एक्सेस मिल जाएगा वो लोग BLP में जाके भी इनको चेक कर सकते हैं। तो बोथ द ऑप्शंस विल बी देयर फॉर दीस कोर्सेज। हाँ जी सर,
जैसे ऑलरेडी कुछ कोर्सेज अपलोडेड है, ओके, So the person has uploaded the assignment also.
हाँ,
Okay, but the assignment is a dynamic part.
dynamic, yes, indeed.
So whether that assignment will be constant or it will be changed accordingly.
एक्चुअली ये बेसिकली असाइनमेंट्स किस लिए बनाए जाते हैं, जैसे हम एलएमएस में डालते हैं अभी तो ये कांस्टेंट ही है, जैसे हमारे ई लर्निंग पोर्टल पे स्टूडेंट्स विल कम, आपका कोर्स देख रहे हैं, आपने कोई असाइनमेंट दिया, दे विल चेक दैट असाइनमेंट, दे विल ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट देयरसेल्फ। लेकिन जब हम इसी कोर्स को आप अपने कोर्स को बीएलपी में डाल देते हैं, जैसे बीएलपी में आ गया तो वहां पे इट इज डायनेमिक ऑल्सो, वहां पे असाइनमेंट के साथ साथ इफ यू वांट टू लाइक अटेम्प्ट योर असाइनमेंट्स ऑल्सो, वहां पे आपको एक पूरा पोर्शन दिया जाएगा टेक्स्ट बॉक्स या कुछ, आप असाइनमेंट्स को सॉल्व करके वहां पे आप अपना सबमिट कर सकते हैं फैकल्टी को, एंड देन द फैकल्टी कैन सी दैट। तो उस टाइप की पूरी फैसिलिटी बेसिकली एक ई लर्निंग सिस्टम बनता ही तब है जब इसमें ई लर्निंग मतलब आप जो एक एज अ टीचर जो चीजें आप स्टूडेंट्स को देते हो वो सारी चीजें उसमें क्लब हो सके। हम लोग असाइनमेंट्स भी देते हैं, हम लोग क्विज़ेस भी देते हैं, हम लोग पूरा पेपर भी देते हैं। तो हमने ऑल्दो हमने ई लर्निंग के जो कंटेंट क्रिएशन में है, वी हैव आस्क्ड फॉर शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस, असाइनमेंट्स, लॉन्ग आंसर क्वेश्चंस ऑल्सो, लेकिन हमने मैंडेटरी सिर्फ 3 चीजें रखी थी क्योंकि हर फैकल्टी इतना ज्यादा क्रिएट नहीं करना चाहता है या नहीं कर सकता, और उसको असेस करना भी मुश्किल है लॉन्ग आंसर क्वेश्चंस को। तो हमने ऑब्जेक्टिव्स इज कंपल्सरी, ग्लॉसरी इज कंपल्सरी, क्विजेज में एमसीक्यूज इज कंपल्सरी, कम से कम 10 एमसीक्यू हर लेसन के साथ होने ही चाहिए, तभी आपका सबमिट होता है, यूनिट रिव्यूअर के पास जाएगा, अदरवाइज नहीं जाएगा। तो कुछ और एक पीपीटीज, तो लेसन्स, पीपीटीज, एमसीक्यूज, ग्लॉसरीज, ऑब्जेक्टिव, ये 4-5 चीजें अगर नहीं होंगी तो फिर वो एक ई लर्निंग कंटेंट भी नहीं लगेगा। तो ये सारी चीजें हमने इसके अंदर डाल दी हैं।
इसमें जो ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग है उसमें मिड टर्म क्विज वगैरह भी करा जा सकता है।
मिड टर्म, हाँ, कोर्सेज में आप जिस तरीके से भी आप डिजाइन करना चाहो, उसका टाइम ड्यूरेशन आपका रहेगा, किस टाइम पे आप क्विज फ्लोट करना चाहते हो। अब जैसे ट्रेनिंग में भी क्या होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर डूइंग अ ट्रेनिंग, हम लोगों ने अभी ट्रेनिंग किया गोवा में था डीप लर्निंग, वी ऑल द फैकल्टी फ्रॉम आईएसआरआई हैव डन थ्रू बीएलपी, ठीक है। तो बीएलपी से किया तो उसमें डेली असाइनमेंट्स थे, डेली क्विजेस थे, दैट वी हैव टू अटेम्प्ट, और उसी के बेस पे सर्टिफिकेट्स दिया जाता था। तो वो आपके ऊपर है, टीचर के ऊपर, आपको डेली असेसमेंट्स देने हैं, आपको मिड टर्म असेसमेंट्स देने हैं या आपको एंड टर्म असेसमेंट देने हैं, दैट फैसिलिटी इज देयर, दैट इज so this is the e-learning portal that you can see now.
Cost of software
BLP, इसमें जो e-learning portal में cost of software is only, आप ये कह लो कि हाँ जो हमारे अपना स्टाफ है, कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल स्टाफ या हम फैकल्टी, that is there, हमने किसी को नहीं लगाया था, सिर्फ ऑनरेरियम में जो खर्चा आया है that we have taken from the project.
no software in which you are doing
आप ये पूछ रहे हैं सॉफ्टवेयर किसमें, क्या हमने इसमें अपना सिस्टम बनाया है, that has been, हाँ, ASP.NET based technology पे that portal has been built and that is open. हमने कोई उसके लिए कुछ अलग से कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर हाँ खरीदा नहीं, कुछ नहीं, लेकिन हाँ अब जो ये BLP में if we will be like producing these courses on that, then that BLP is chargeable नहीं है, चार्जेबल नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ उसको खरीदा गया, दैट सॉफ्टवेयर हैज बीन परचेज्ड, क्योंकि आप ऐसे एलएमएस बहुत सारे हैं लेकिन वो पूरी कैपेबिलिटी आपको देंगे नहीं। बीएलपी का कॉस्ट तो आपको पीआई बताएंगे, आज आपको मिलेंगे आफ्टरनून में कितना कॉस्ट है, क्योंकि उसमें बहुत सारी नहीं, अलका डॉक्टर सुदीप मरवाहा इज द पीआई ऑफ बीएलपी। ऑनरेरियम
जो खत्म हो गया
So this is the look and feel of the pages, जहाँ पे आपको अलग अलग courses आपको इस टाइप से दिखेंगे, you can just click on that, you can search those courses। तो आपको एक ई कोर्सेज का टैब दिखाई दे रहा है, वहां से ई कोर्सेज पे जाएंगे तो पीजी एंड यूजी आप सिलेक्ट करें एंड यू जस्ट टाइप सर्टेन, जैसे मैं कंप्यूटर का COMB टाइप करूंगी, आई विल सी ऑल द कंप्यूटर कोर्सेज ओवर हियर, और मैं उस पे जाके उनको स्टडी कर सकती हूँ पूरे मटेरियल को। सो इट इज ओपन, ठीक है। तो ये प्रोसेसेस तो हो गया है, ठीक है। तो हाँ, अब उसके बाद अब कुछ कोर्सेज ऐसे हैं जो कि अब हमारे यहाँ, ये कोर्सेज तो हमने क्या किया था, फैकल्टी को इनवाइट करके बनाए। अब जो है NAHEP में ही बेसिकली एक और एक्टिविटी आई है जिसके अंदर की हम जो है कुछ what you can say, some agencies have been empaneled, e-learning agencies have been empaneled, and around 60 courses have been given to them, and they are creating those courses using some subject matter experts, ठीक है। और उसके साथ ICR और agricultural universities से some course reviewers are attached with those courses. So after the approval of those course reviewers only, those will be finalized. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई भी हमें कुछ भी बना के देगा और हम उसको डाल देंगे। वो कोर्सेज सीधे के सीधे हम लोग BLP पे डाल रहे हैं। Around 6 to 7 courses have been placed on BLP, जो डायरेक्टली जो है they have not been, you can say, built from that particular process of e-learning जो हमने adopt किया था, जिसमें हमने calls open किया, ये किया, जो हमारा चल रहा है उसमें हमारे 300 कोर्सेज हैं। लेकिन जो ये पर्टिकुलर एरिया है जिसमें 60 कोर्सेज आर बीइंग डेवलप्ड, जो पूरे के पूरे completely animated with videos, with all graphics, animation, for that some empaneled agencies have been hired through some proper channels, RFPs, RFQs. उसके बाद some course reviewers, senior course reviewers have been attached from ICRD universities and agriculture universities, and then they are like looking on those systems. There are several stages like alpha stage, beta stage, and then gold stage. जब तक कि वो gold stage पे course नहीं आ जाता as per course review, तब तक उसको BLP पे नहीं डाला जाता। तो वो उस टाइप से पूरा thorough review process है उसमें। So UG courses का जो structure मैंने आपको बताया था, UG में courses under each course there are 10 to 12 lessons, लेकिन PG में under each course there are certain units, then under certain units there are lessons, and for each unit there is a separate content creator, separate unit reviewer. ठीक है? So while creating the e-content, so there should be clear learning objectives, okay, that will come from the learners. Then engaging multimedia content, structured course outline should be there. Interactive assessments, user-friendly interface, that is basically a summary. Then personalization and adaptability of courses and support and community engagement. Everything should be there. Then only it becomes a complete and a very good design, e-content or e-learning content.
Thank you.
So this was all about. Thank you.
मैडम जैसे अभी हब्स बन रहे हैं अलग अलग,
हाँ,
और कई जगह UG आ रहा है,
हाँ,
तो ये कोर्सेज भी हम देंगे उनको ऑनलाइन वाला। तो मान लीजिए 360 इवेल्युएशन आएगा, 360 डिग्री इवेल्युएशन आएगा टीचर्स का, स्टाफ का, सूरह लेकर आएगा। तो मान लीजिए कोई टीचर नेचुरली इतना अच्छे से तो वो प्रिपेयर नहीं हो सकता जितना कि आपने इतना लोगों को कंसिडर किया है या स्टेजेस है। तो मान लीजिए स्टूडेंट्स ये कोर्स पढ़ते हैं ऑनलाइन वाला, और फिर वो टीचर पढ़ा रहा है, तो उसके इवेल्युएशन में फिर कहीं ये पीछे कहीं झटका न मार दे।
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। टीचर जब पढ़ा रहे हैं उसको तो पढ़ाना ही है। अगर आपके इसमें है कि फिजिकली उनको पढ़ाना है, वो पढ़ाएगा, लेकिन वो एक एक्स्ट्रा एक सपोर्ट मटेरियल की तरह से इसको यूज कर सकते हैं जो कोर्सेज है।
ये मान लीजिए ज्यादा अच्छा निकला उनसे,
अब वो तो निकल भी सकता है क्योंकि इतना अच्छे से बनाया गया है।
वही कह रहा हूँ मैं ना।
नहीं मैम, अगर किसी को पढ़ा दिया जाए,
आपके टीचर
इसी कंटेंट को पढ़ा दिया जाए, टीचर इसी को लेके पढ़ा दे रहा है।
मैम एक सबमिशन है छोटा सा, एंड इट्स बिट बेटर।
एक मिनट सब लोग सुन लीजिए।
आई डोंट नो, या मैं समझ नहीं पाया हूँ इसकी जरूरत क्यों थी, और अगर ये बना भी दिया तो
क्योंकि
हाँ, मैं नहीं समझ पाया, जरूरत रही होगी। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अच्छा सा कंटेंट हमने दे दिया, ए स्टूडेंट गो टू कॉलेज, गेट रजिस्टर्ड, जस्ट सिट इन द हॉस्टल, just search the content and read and take the exam.
नहीं, लेकिन आप अटेंडेंस तो
ये सिर्फ हॉस्टलर्स के लिए नहीं है, हमारे सिस्टम में it will act as a supporting material, it will act as a teaching material by the teachers. Basically आप समझ नहीं रहे हैं इसको, जो टीचर्स है वो इसके थ्रू टीच कर सकते हैं, सारे कोर्सेज नहीं है, कुछ कोर्सेज हैं, बाकी कोर्सेज वो रिकॉर्ड भी कर सकते हैं। हम टीचर्स को फैसिलिटी दे रहे हैं बीएलपी में, क्योंकि हर यूनिवर्सिटी का एक क्लाइंट बन गया है, तो ट्रेनिंग दिया जाएगा हर यूनिवर्सिटी में। ट्रेनिंग के बाद हर जो टीचर है वो अपना वहाँ पे हर यूनिवर्सिटी में हमने बीसी स्मार्ट रूम्स भी दे दिए हैं, वर्चुअल क्लासरूम्स आर देयर, वहाँ पे खड़ा होके वो अपना प्रैक्टिस करे, वो अपना पूरा कोर्स मटेरियल को बना सकता है, वीडियोस डेवलप कर सकता है, वहाँ पे खड़े होके वो स्टूडेंट्स को रजिस्टर कर सकता है, वहीं पे सामने लैब में भी रजिस्टर स्टूडेंट्स बैठ सकते हैं, नहीं है कि हॉस्टल में बैठ के रजिस्टर करेंगे, वो कंपलसरी कर सकता है कि सारे स्टूडेंट्स यहीं पे बैठ के पूरा का पूरा सेशन अटेंड करेंगे। सामने बीसी रूम है, पूरा स्मार्ट बोर्ड लगा हुआ है, पूरी लैब है, आज आप लोगों को एक एक्सपोजर भी मिलेगा उसका, पूरा का पूरा स्मार्ट रूम इज देयर, तो पूरा का पूरा वर्चुअल क्लासरूम इज देयर एंड एवरी यूनिवर्सिटी हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड अ वर्चुअल क्लासरूम बाय द NHP। बेसिकली हम लोगों ने काफी विजिट भी किया है, शायद आप लोगों की यूनिवर्सिटी में भी होगा, बिग हॉल्स आर देयर, यूनिवर्सिटी भी है मैडम, हम लोग अभी हैदराबाद में गए थे, स्मार्ट रूम आपका वर्चुअल लोग ICR सेंटर तो IRI में है, सब जगह पे तो है। अच्छा, जो नाहेक के अंडर है उनके अंडर यूनिवर्सिटीज में 74 में है, और आई थिंक डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी सब में है, NDRI में है, काफी सारे वर्चुअल क्लासरूम्स IRI में है, IRI में बहुत सारे फैकल्टी ने बहुत सारे अपने कोर्सेज जो हैं उस पे अपलोड किए हुए, अपने लेक्चर्स उस पे रिकॉर्ड किए हुए, लॉट्स ऑफ, क्योंकि मैंडेटरी किया
we will be also be eligible for some NAHED.
That program, I think it's going to March.
Standing in the house. We can have discussion during the lunch. Because there are lots of queries, no doubt.
Yeah.
वहाँ जाएंगे इवनिंग में खूब अच्छे से 8-9-10 बजे तक।
is not concerned. I said like we I thought you
queries to go to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
courses are available online, and we are having some more videos from Agri-Diksha. Both are parallel platforms. Why can't we integrate so that it can happen? हाँ, हम इंटीग्रेट कर, आप जब टीच करोगे तो आप दोनों चीजों को इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो। आप वर्चुअल क्लासरूम में जब टीच करोगे, हाँ, तो आप दोनों चीजों को, एक्चुअली क्या है, वीडियोस जो है दे आर नॉट केटरिंग टू द कंप्लीट कोर्स, दे हैव बीन डेवलप्ड ऑन सम हार्ड स्पॉट्स। हार्ड स्पॉट्स क्या होते हैं, जैसे हमें जो लगता है ना कि हाँ स्टूडेंट्स को समझने में थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा, तो उनको डिस्कवर किया जाता है हर कोर्स में से, और उन पे वो वीडियोस बनाए जाते हैं, तो आप उनको वहाँ पे इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो अपने कोर्स के साथ के साथ आप इसी लर्निंग कंटेंट को यूज करो, उसके सारे प्रेजेंटेशन बने हुए, सब कुछ बना हुआ है, बीच में आप कोई भी वीडियो प्ले कर सकते हो अपने शिक्षा से, कॉम्पैटिबल सब कुछ है। तो आज आपको एक्सपोजर मिलेगा, वहाँ पे आप एक बार
Simple, and I think everybody enjoyed and understood.